We are just inside the Beltway, about 10 miles east of the Capitol Dome as we come to you from FedEx Field here in Landover.
The enthusiasm for football here on the East Coast always in the air. These folks are ready as their guys get set to match up
with the Cincinnati Bengals. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports.
Taken in the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. A first carry here for Joe Mixon.
And he'll push forward for about 4 up to the 23.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now. Hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
Burrow will throw. Escaping the pressure right. And that's going to be intercepted. Landon Collins, the Pro Bowl safety. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. So young quarterback Charles rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
So after the INT, it's Allen. They'll set up the screen for Gibson.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. The loss of 3 on that 1st down pass play. Now 2nd and 13. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And a terrific return as he'll take it up past the 35. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Well, this is Callaway on the receiving end. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
13 yards. 1st down, Bengals.
From midfield now, Burrow. And he's got this one complete to Callaway. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Antonio Callaway.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Going deep downfield for Ross. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. They'll give it to Mixon. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Another try for Mixon. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
Joe Mixon.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Now Burrow. That's going to be caught by Ross for a Bengal touchdown.
Complete to
John Ross, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals are going to take a first-quarter lead.
Tucker McCann for the extra point.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. And he's got it to make it 7-0 Bengals.
Makes the score Bengals 7, Washington 0.
McCann's got it teed up.
Set to kick off.
Fielded in the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Down at the 26.
Big Geno Atkins there to bring him down. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. On play action, Allen. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down.
Incomplete.
But nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
That certainly looks like nothing to show now from these first 2 possessions. And guess what? When you're on a losing streak, that can lead to a full sense of, here we go again. So on the sidelines, the offensive play callers, quarterback, they've got to get together and dial something up to start their next drive. Otherwise, it could be a long game.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Here's Williams to return. Pushes him over. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Sliding out of the pocket.
He'll air this one out for Boyd.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. 2nd interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammates are going to check on it because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. 10 yards there to start the drive and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. And a short gain down to about the 33.
The ball carrier.
Jordan does a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw him coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9.
From the gun, it's Allen. His throw caught at about the 5. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
First and goal at the 4-yard line.
Washington with their first trip to the red zone thus far.
They've got a first and goal just inside the 5.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson,
his 6th touchdown of the season.
And Washington now an extra point away from tying this thing up.
And it's no good. He misses the extra point, and this remains a 7-6 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action.
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in it, and let him fling another one.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit and it forced an incompletion.
Flushed out right. And that will be incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10.
36-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Taken down at the 41.
Well, it's hard to have vision as a runner and find a hole when there's nothing but defenders in your way. They stacked that one up really well. But give him credit. Instead of trying to bounce it out and turn it into a big play, which might have turned into a big loss, kind of just took his medicine there and took the 1 yard.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Robert Foster, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. If they want a 1st, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. On 3rd down, Gibson. And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the 1st on the 35-yard strike. They'll get 6 there on the run, but it brings up 4th down.
A gain of 6 yards. It's 4th down. That's the
After one, a 1-point game, 7-6.
Washington 6. Dustin Hopkins on for the field goal. A 52-yard attempt.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And they jump back in front here. It's 9-7.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line.
A gain of 52 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
Slant pass to Boyd.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
A gain of 9 brings up second and
on second down, here's Mixon.
14-yard line.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD.
Touchdown.
Joe Mixon, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals are going to jump back in front.
People always talk about...
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. This is caught. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. And that's something you almost never see nowadays. When you fake it, you're at the 15-yard line on a PAT as opposed to just going for it from the 2.
I'm sorry. I know they got it, and congratulations to them, but it's just not a good play. I mean, the risk-reward is really off the charts. Not in your favor. Run your offense out there. Put it on the 2-yard line if you want to go for 2. But I'll be darned. They ended up getting that one, didn't they?
They'll run on first down. It's Gibson, and he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Allen hit. He lost the football.
Able to fall on it, but look where they recovered it. That's a big loss.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
On 3rd and long, it's Allen. And oh, he coughs up the football near his own goal line. And this is taken into the end zone. A fumble recovery and a Cincinnati touchdown.
Tucker McCann.
2nd time he's lost a fumble. This one hurts more. It's returned for 6.
He's been under a lot of duress, hasn't he? Pressured, hurried, harassed the whole game.
Well, the offensive line not giving him a lot of help.
Not a lot of help, but the bottom line, he's got to take care of the football.
22.
Extra point, hugged the upright a bit, but he gets it to go. And the lead now stands at 13. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
Fielded near the back of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
Washington will take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
And they've got to be still reeling from the events of a moment ago. What a turn on that last play.
You're knocking on the door. You're about to take it in. You think you're going to get some points on the board. Instead, you cough it up and watch them take it the rest of the way to the opposite end zone. That's a 2-score swing that you just gave up.
A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Looking to throw again on 2nd down.
Allen, that's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Slings this deep from McLaurin. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Throwing again. Allen. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Washington on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10. Again, they'll throw with Allen. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. That gain on third down, good for 28. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Allen. He's going to drop this one down to Gibson. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 5 yards on the pickup, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big game downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him.
And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. There's Sam Hubbard that time in there to bring him to the ground.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah, what's going on? It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
That'll be taken about a yard deep. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Give him 8 on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Going deep downfield for Ross. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
The game clock sitting at 2:02, so they'll get one play before the 2-minute warning. Third and 2, now Burrow. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt. 6 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because...
And it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. He's going to loft one deep over the middle, and that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow going for it all. And it'll be intercepted. Reuben Foster picks it. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. So his struggle is just continuing here in the first half, throwing the football. Charles, now 3 interceptions.
And they don't feel like they're just great plays by the defense. There's a sense that maybe he's a little careless with the football now. So some of the great coaches in the past, you know, they've always said, I can't teach you, obviously, because you're not listening. So maybe the bench can teach you. He's got to be careful now. He might get pulled.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. So a little extra on top of the big play there.
It's tough for guys rushing the passer, but you have to know when the ball is gone. And if you listen, officials will tell you ball's gone. He didn't pull up.
Allen now on 1st down. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38, and his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
1st and 10.
So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half, and you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest, we're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here, but he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Cincinnati.
Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. A big play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Washington.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. McCann's got it teed up. Taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And you have to figure they won't just sit on the football here in the final minute. The way things have gone, they need to try to make something happen offensively.
But maybe they should. Maybe they should.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off right around the 43. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
At their own 45-yard line.
A very good starting field position for the Bengals here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Burrow looking to pass. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Complete to Joe Mixon.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
At the 49.
And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know, there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it. And we'll see these two. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for a Bengals TD. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. That's complete to the tight end Sample. And he is into the end zone. So they get 2 more on the board here just before halftime.
Tucker McCann set to kick off.
So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
Tucker McCann set to kick off.
Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. Taken about 7 yards deep. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
Washington takes over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
24 is the mic. Here we go, team. Here I come. Here I come. 24 is the mic.
Throwing on first down is Allen. Open man here, Sims complete. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a first.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. So the shotgun snap to Allen. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Jesse Bates. 30, the 20, 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the fourth quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Makes the score.
Extra point right down the middle, and that will extend this big lead.
Tucker McCann set to kick off.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21.
Washington will take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And following the pick six, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest. A lot of times it's that first read that you had. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Yards to go.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. From the gun, Allen. The throw taken in by Sims. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. Here's Tressway now as he'll kick it away for the second time. On the return is Williams. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Burrow on play action. Looking deep downfield. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25.
1st down, Bengals.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. From the gun to give to Mixon. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. They go play action with Burrow. And that is incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
Takes over 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much...
The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Carl Lawson with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well, and that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home. Mike 55, Mike 55. 3 buzz. Mike. Mustang 19. 55.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Allen fights him off, and he's going to go down again. Geno Atkins able to record his 5th sack of the season.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Now Allen to throw. Throwing on 3rd and long. Allen hit. He lost the football. Take off your helmet and give me a chance grab it. And this is taken into the end zone. A fumble recovery and a Cincinnati touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
The extra point up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Taken in the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
25-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them. The coaches from all the way up here, they were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
3rd and 6.
Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion.
D-line, get that quarterback. Check.
Operating from the gun. Allen got an open man, finds Gibson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give them 25 yards. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 46.
24 is the mic.
Now Allen again. And my goodness, another interception. William Jackson with a pick. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad.
It's caught inside the 25. And on
for a Cincinnati score. John Ross with his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And this offense continues to pour it on. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Makes the score Bengals 58, Washington 12.
McCann's got it teed up. Taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room.
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. A throw over the middle, taken in, and way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game, because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long, but a nice throw there for a good game and a first down.
And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
Taken down at the 41. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
From the 41, Allen. And he's going to lose yardage here, as they will switch ends as time is run out on this third quarter of play. Back now at FedEx Field. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Washington on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 16, and he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page, because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. Taken right on the 30. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Bengals drive about to get going. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. There were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out.